Hi everyone, welcome back to a weekend edition of your Algebra 2 Trig flipped classroom video. Today we're going to be starting a new section in the book, P3, and today we're going to be simplifying polynomials. So we're going to be doing so through addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. There really isn't too much pre-information I need to start off with, but one thing I do want to mention is that we are going to be looking for like terms. And that's going to be the most important part in simplifying these guys. And if you need to use colors, colored pencils, something like that, that would be really helpful, or you can use symbols in order to help mark them. Okay? So we don't want you guys messing up on very simple type problems just because you didn't see something. Alright, so the first one that we're going to do, example A, is involving a sum of polynomials. Okay? So the first example we have is parentheses 5x to the fifth minus 4x to the fourth minus 3x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Now, the problem itself is not written this way normally, but it just happens to because I'm stuck with this notebook. But everything ends up lining up. So it's going to be plus negative 3x fifth minus 2x to the fourth plus 7x cubed minus 8x squared and minus 2x. So when we're adding polynomials, all we need to do is look for the like terms and basically add them together. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and mark my like terms by color. So I have my x to the fifths, and then I have my x to the fourths, my x to the thirds, my x squared, and just my x's. Right? So because we're just adding, we're going to keep all of these signs here and add them straight across. So first off, we have 5x to the fifth minus 3x to the fifth. We're going to get 2x to the fifth. With negative 4x fourth plus negative 2x to the fourth, we're going to keep the same sign, so minus 6x to the fourth. Over here, the 7 has a greater absolute value, and it's positive, so we're going to stay positive. And then it's going to be 7 minus 3, so plus 4x cubed. And then we have a negative 8x squared and a 2x squared. Negative 8 has the bigger absolute value, so we're going to stay negative with a 6x squared. And then finally, this guy over here, minus x. Alright, with nothing else to add or simplify, that is basically it for the first example. Let's go ahead and move on to the second example now, and I will make sure to push up my notebook more often this time, so that you guys can actually see everything that I'm doing. Let's also make it a little closer because everything on the side is for you guys to write, but I will be focusing here. So the difference, let's go ahead and have 8y to the fourth minus 9y cubed plus y squared minus 6. And from that, we're going to subtract this polynomial. I'm not going to line them up so that we don't have it so nicely. 3y to the fourth minus 5y cubed plus 2y squared minus y. So with subtraction and finding the difference, I want to actually get rid of that subtraction in order to remember that I need to distribute this negative 1 to all four terms. That way I actually can just go back to addition, and it makes this a lot easier. So I'm going to copy the first set exactly as it is, and then I'm going to rewrite the other one. So now that I've changed it to addition, let's go ahead and change each of those four terms to their opposite. So first we have negative 3y to the fourth, positive 5y cubed, negative 2y squared, plus y. Alright, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and use colors. If you don't need to, don't. You can also use symbols, so triangles, circles. let's see, we have y squared, so a square appropriately. And then our remaining two actually don't have any like terms, so we're just going to leave them as is, as they are, and write them out. So first off, 8y to the fourth plus negative 3y fourth, we're going to get 5y to the fourth. Minus 9y cubed plus 5y cubed, that's going to be negative 4y cubed, plus y squared minus 2y squared, minus y squared. Then we're going to continue to go in descending order in terms of the powers. So we have plus y, and finally minus 6. So that's our answer there. Pretty much the same thing as taking the sum, but with a little additional step. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and multiply. We have two examples for multiplication today. First, we have two binomials multiplied together. So 3b minus 2 times 8b minus 7. With this, you can use the FOIL method, first, outer, inner, last. If that's the way you learned it, and if you're comfortable with that, go ahead and use it. I'm going to be using the box method, and that's because later on when we're multiplying two trinomials, for me, it keeps things a little more organized. So here's my box. On top, 3b, negative 2, 8b, minus 7. Some of you might ask, does the order actually matter? Could I put 3b minus 2 here and 8b minus 7 up there? Order doesn't matter. You could put it like that. However, you do want to try to keep it in order because typically they are written in descending order of the powers. So here we have 8 times 3. We've got to multiply the coefficients together, and then b and b, we get b squared. 8b negative 2, we get negative 16b. 3b and negative 7 will give us negative 21b. Negative 7 and negative 2 give us a positive 14. You don't have to write the plus sign. I'm just doing that to remind myself I'm going to be adding all of these together. Notice that the like terms using the box method will always be in a diagonal row. So in this case, we have negative 21b and negative 16b, which becomes negative 37b. Okay, so let me put that in a circle. And now I get to write down whatever I have in my box. So 24b squared minus 37b, and then plus 14. Just like that, I have solved that one as well. Okay, now we have one more example. I am running out of room, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the page now. Hopefully you wrote small enough. But we have one more example. And in this case, we're going to be multiplying two trinomials together. Now that might look ugly to some of you because of certain methods that you have learned. I believe in the textbook they use the typical long multiplication way, and you can definitely do that. You could also try like a modified version of FOIL, which lets you work with each term, but again, that also gets messy. So my preference, again, is the box method, and I'm going to go ahead and use it. So for example D, we're going to be multiplying two trinomials. So multiply two trinomials. And our two trinomials for this one are 3x squared plus x minus 1 and 4x squared minus 5x plus 2. So here I'm going to set up a 3 by 3 box because that's what we're being given. Make sure to make it big enough for you to actually fill in each section. Probably should have gone one more row. For me, I'm going to put 3x squared up here, x right there, and negative 1. Over here, I'm going to use 4x squared, negative 5x, and 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and start multiplying really quickly. We have 12x to the 4th. Here we get 4x cubed. Over here, negative 4x squared. Now working on the second row, we have negative 15x cubed, negative 5x squared, and positive 5x. Negative and negative, positive. 6x squared in the final row, 2x, and negative 2. Now make sure to double check. If I made any mistakes, you can always let me know. But I'm pretty sure I got it this time. I'm going to add my like terms together here. So there's the set. Here's another set. And here's my final set. So negative 15x cubed plus 4x cubed, just to add the coefficients once again, that's going to be minus 11x cubed. For my x squared terms, I have 6x squared minus 5x squared and minus 4x squared. So let's go ahead and take care of the negatives first. That's going to be negative 9x squared plus 6x squared. So that's going to be negative 3x squared. And then finally, we have 2x and 5x. Add up, we get 7x. So writing this completed multiplication product out, we get 12x to the 4th minus 11x cubed minus 3x squared plus 7x. And I apologize once again. So here's actually all of the completed work. Hopefully you were listening to my voice and following along, but there it is completed. So hopefully that explains everything. My apologies, I forgot to push it up once again. Next week you will be having Mr. Yang doing the video, so hopefully he does a slightly better job than me. At least push up the video. Alright, have a good weekend, guys.